Okay, so mostly because I'm mentally unstable, I decided to try my own sewing project. I already cut out all the pattern pieces. This is pattern piece number 1, as you can see on the other side. I had to flip it over because it rolled up on me when I tried to iron it out. I'm actually making the Raggedy Ann doll. I decided to go with size 26. This is for my daughter. She really loved the doll, so just wanted to kind of bring it to you, as I am a new sewer. I have no idea what I'm doing, and just going to see how it comes out. Alright, so we're going to cut out our first pattern piece. I am using the wheel cutter. It is my preferred tool. I haven't done much with scissors, but because of my tremors and my general inaccuracy, I don't really like to use them. But I do like to get all the use I can out of fabric, so I'm going to move my stuff up a bit here. My cutting board. I'm going to avoid the trim line up there. I just learned on National Sewing Circle that you're supposed to stay away from it or cut it off. I'm sure I can find a use for it somewhere down the line. I'm going to give myself a little bit of room to make mistakes. I did trace out this pattern from the original simply because I guess I have commitment issues with patterns. I don't like to cut them because if I decide to use them or for something else, you know, I don't want to be stuck with a bunch of individual pieces. So we're going to make our first cut. This does require a little bit of pressure. I actually got this kit at the beginning of COVID, probably back in April or so. And I don't remember how much it was, probably about 20 bucks or so. I'm just doing a basic line. I did want to trace it out first. Like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, if you want honest, first-time sewer kind of information, this is me. Because I learn by trial and error. That is what I am all about. Now, I do know I'm supposed to be using a pattern weight. However, I don't have one. And for my COVID stuff, I was making masks, I guess I should say. I did have cardboard patterns that I used and I really liked them. Did not make any videos on those because I was really taking my time with them. The only sewing I've ever done prior to this project and COVID was in middle school during home ec, and my gingerbread man did not come out well. Needless to say, I'm not really a sewing type person. I'm just trying something new because, stuck at home. I work from home now, so I spend a lot of time here, so now I'm trying to come up with like home hobbies instead of my normal hiking and, well, anything normal really, I guess, is kind of where we're all at, right? So I'm just doing a rough edge. Again, I don't draw well, I don't trace well, none of that is for me, so you see I'm kind of like etching it. With my COVID, my mask patterns rather, I was able to press right up against them, so I was able to get a nice clean line, but this is just, this is actually, what's that stuff called? That cookie sheet paper. So I use that simply because you can write on the top part. So I'm going to try to cut this out now. And I might just use the fabric wheel on the straight parts. And then go in with the scissors. I did notice that you do have to kind of press kind of firm This is the Fiskars set. I've got the Fiskars mat and the Fiskars wheel. This is, I'm not a paid sponsor, but I do trust their products. They've been in the business for a long time. A wonderful lady that I know, she also uses their products, and her whole family actually sews, and they make really beautiful stuff, so quilts and such. So, that's where I'm at with that. I'm going to close my wheel and get out the scissors. These are just Westcott simple scissors. I like the pink, so I got pink. We're going to cut this out and see how it comes out. I do recommend signing up for the National Sewing Circle membership. I think it's like $1. There's a lot of good information in there. I'm more of a wing it kind of person, so like I said, my mask didn't turn out terrible. I mean, I used the CDC's patterns. They came out pretty good. They're not for a simple, they're not for a beginner. It took me a lot of wasted fabric and a lot of time. Put them there. I actually just decided to record my making of this because, well, it's new for me, the whole thing, between being on video now for work and sewing, so hopefully to inspire people to just try it. Get a cheap machine, don't do like I did and get one of the high-end machines. Just get a cheap little, even just used $20 sewing machine on Facebook, because a lot of people panic bought machines and wanted to get into this and quickly gave up, because I'm going to tell you right now, it is not nearly as easy as just owning a machine. Just owning a machine does not give you the knowledge to sew. If anything, it makes it a little more complicated, simply because the machine is going off of what you program it to do. And if you don't know what the hell you're doing, kind of like a horse, you're going to kind of get the same thing out, which is misinformation. So, my machine is higher end, and it is pretty plug and play-ish, but I did mess up my machine, which cost me extra money. I had to call in for new parts because I had just simply gone off of YouTube videos instead of reading the manual first. I had gone off of just what I'd learned on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, YouTube is great, but YouTube is great, but you still need to follow the manufacturer guidelines. So that's it. That's our first piece. And we'll just kind of trim this up a little bit. I did go a little bit outside the margins. I'm going to go ahead and line up the next piece. And get the next one going.